Welcome back. In this episode, we've left Moab and we're on our way to Capitol Reef, and we do a short hike through our first slot canyon.
Now, Holly also has a very exciting encounter at the end of the trail. You won't want to miss it. Stick around.
This hike actually came from a recommendation in the hot tub at the campground in Moab. And it was about a 30-minute detour off the road, but well worth it, really scenic. Slot canyons are kind of a crevice. It's a very narrow, it can be super tight to get through them. They can also be really dangerous, and they're kind of formed by water. And when there is heavy rains or even rain at all, it can flash flood through these canyons and can be very serious.
So it's nice to roll up the parking lot. There was a sign there that said this trail is popular because it's family friendly. Unlike many slot canyons, it does not require climbing equipment or expert canyoneering skills, neither of which we had. And so we felt pretty comfortable with this. It was clear skies. Now we'll show you a few minutes of the hike up the canyon here, but like I say, stick around because you'll want to see the top end of the trail and Holly's special encounter. We saw a number of our usual pals along the trail. We're getting quite used to seeing lizards, in this case scampering up the canyon walls and even posing for photos for our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. But then we got to an opening. We decided that was going to be our turnaround point. Holly sat down to shake a rock out of your boot. And what happened next?
Well, I was just about kind of standing up, and I heard this rattle, and I didn't think anything of it for a second, and then I was like, "Oh, that sounds like it must be a rattlesnake." I turn around and it's literally like 1.5 meters from me, and it's coming towards us, and I probably jumped 2 feet in the air and moved really, really quickly. But thankfully, we were far enough away. We didn't disturb it, and we got away without getting bit.
You'll notice in my footage going back down the canyon, Holly is nowhere in sight. You were well ahead, kind of picked up the pace for the rest of the day.
Climbing was really interesting, seeing our first rattlesnake, because we'd been listening to an audiobook of Edward Abbey, who was a park ranger in Arches years ago and has wrote a number of books. And in this book, he actually is living in a trailer at Arches doing his job, and he has a problem with rattlesnakes. And so he adopts a pet bull snake that is the natural enemy of the rattlesnake, and they become friends and hang out in his trailer in Arches.
And scares off the rattlesnakes.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the more entertaining parts, there's few entertaining parts of that book. That was one of the funnier passages. And that leads us to our question for our audience this episode. Tell us, what's the strangest pet that you have had as a kid or as an adult? Or alternatively, what's the strangest pet that you would consider having? Now, I know some folks like Ava. I bet you Rob has an interesting answer to that question. Put your answers in the comments below. We look forward to hearing about your strange, either real or hypothetical pets. So as Holly mentioned off the top, next up, you'll see us on our way to more of those national parks. Do hit like and subscribe. We'll see you there.